You guys, so I don't know about you, but I am super ready for the headline that's going to come across the New York Times someday, and it's going to say, "We now know how weed helps to cure cancer." I feel that energy coming. That science is probably already born, and my article today is somewhat related. The headline and this story comes to us from fortune.com. Title reads, "Next big brain cancer drug could come from marijuana." GW Pharmaceuticals is already well on its way to winning over the first U.S. approval for cannabis-derived therapy. But an early trial suggests that these treatments could also be an effective way to fight one of the most devastating forms of brain cancers, glioblastoma multiforme. The UK-based company unveiled preliminary data Tuesday from a mid-stage study on an experimental drug containing THC and cannabidiol, CBD, a high-producing element of marijuana, as you well know. Results so far show that the drug boosted the brain cancer patients' median survival rates by about 6 months compared to a placebo. Typically, this type of cancer ravages the brain and on average leaves 70% of patients dead within 2 years of being diagnosed. We believe that the signals of efficacy demonstrated in this study further reinforce the potential role of cannabinoids in the field of oncology and provide GW with the prospect of a new and distinct cannabinoid product candidate in the treatment of glioma. I can never pronounce that right, sorry. This quote comes directly from the GW CEO, Justin Grover. GW is already interpreting the results as a reason to expand its breach into cancer treatment. The company's most advanced drug candidate, Epidiolex, which is for treatment of severe epilepsy related to a number of rare disorders, is closest to reaching the U.S. market. But the firm has staked out far more reaching ambitions in an environment where cannabis-based products have been increasingly accepted. One, Grover thinks that cannabidiol-based therapies show plenty of promise in behavioral disorders like schizophrenia. Marijuana's effect on cancer still isn't clear. A big recent review by American scientists, the drug is effective for treating pain and nausea in cancer patients, but doesn't necessarily treat or cause cancer. However, GW's drug isn't just a bowl of weed to be smoked. It contains concentrated derivatives and is undergoing the kind of clinical testing that could provide insights hampered by U.S. policy towards studying cannabis. You guys, this article was extra important for me to share today because one of the things that I recently became affiliated with is a nonprofit organization called Saving Sophie, and they are doing tremendous work to help raise funds for families who are facing pediatric cancer and are looking for alternative treatments. This article got me very excited. I know we've all not necessarily been a huge fan of GW, but I really get enthusiastic when we start seeing the affiliation of how cannabis is helping to treat cancer. And I don't know if I just froze on the screen or not.
No, you're good.
I think I might.
You're good.
Anyway, I wanted to just share this article, get this fantastic news out to you. And by all means, this is why we're here. This is what we've been fighting for years, for access, for research, for treatment, for all kinds of disability or disorders, not just cancer. But I am very enthusiastic about the news that's coming out. And we're going to start seeing more and more articles like this, where people are undeniably finding what this plant can do and all of its magical powers. And so on that note, I would love to turn this back over to my fellow correspondents for feedback. This is Carmen Sacramento coming at you live for High at 9.
Thank you. That was shout out to Sophie. Wanted to just say, hey, Soph, I see you out there. She's doing her thing and she's such an inspiration.
Facts.
Yeah, big shout out to Sophie.
How about it causes schizophrenia, or they used to tell me it caused schizophrenia. Now it cures schizophrenia. So I guess all I got to do is smoke enough weed until I go crazy. And then if I keep smoking weed, then I'll go back normal.
That's what it sounds like to me, Luke. Circle of life.
maybe
it's just all part of the high. As you get so high that you think that you are crazy, and then when you sober up, you realize that you're still back in reality.
Maybe it's just all part of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
More weed to find out.
Yes.
It's so interesting to me because there are a lot of private companies outside of the U.S. that are doing tons of research on how this plant eradicates cancer, or how it starts to work to kill tumors, right? And so I think that just even over the course of this year alone, we're going to start seeing a lot more publications about this. We're going to start getting more and more not anecdotal data, but true clinical laboratory research data that not only the government can't ignore, but even the biggest religious naysayers cannot ignore.
Well, you know why I think this story is really coming out, Manndie? I think it's all preparation for them, their whole big rollout. This is the whole big prep up for giving the cannabis industry to the pharmaceutical industry with Schedule 3.
Oh man, stop. And we're gonna
just saying.
We're gonna
it's
go
the
to
truth.
a regularly scheduled message. Thank you.
I'm just saying, it just is what it is. This is hyping up Big Pharma right here.
Listen, hold on.
GW is Big Pharma, bro.
I'm gonna break it down for you.
Go for it.
GW has been ahead of the curve on this for years. They had Epidiolex 12 years ago.
I agree. They also have federal drug preclusion on CBD with Epidiolex, meaning that no other company can sell CBD legally.
According to who?
According to the FDA, to the federal government. They're the only people that can put CBD into a product because they have drug preclusion with Epidiolex.
Well, I'll walk into Target right now and get you a CBD product. What are you talking about?
Just telling you, bro.
Not through the pharmacy, you won't.
Exactly. Thank you, Dale. Thanks to the lawyer in the room.
You just can't walk into a pharmacist, hand a prescription, and have them give you Epidiolex. That's
right.
That's where we're going with the Schedule 3.
You can, Dale, in the UK, and they have been able to for a long time in the UK because GW is intertwined with the UK. And they've
they're a British company. They're a British pharmaceutical company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. So I'm breaking down the situation here to you guys.
Go for it.
This has been in the wing for a long, long time. GW has had this patent for a minute. The UK government has supported this research and has platformed them to be able to make this move. So this is not like, the Schedule 3 happened and now this company is going to do their thing. Like, this has been planned the whole time. So best believe it, yes. The pharmaceutical cannabis tinctures and topicals and all of those things are going to be coming 100%. Don't get that twisted. That doesn't mean flower goes away. That doesn't mean your dab rig goes away, and that doesn't mean that your rosin goes away.
It definitely does.
Right?
Just watch.
Okay. Well, come over and holler at Profit Brands. If it ever goes away from anybody else, come holler at us.
See there we go, and the trap lives on.
Well, the problem is the research into brain cancers. I mean, that's what we're trying to focus on. For decades, we've known that in vitro, in the glass petri dish, cannabinoids kill cancer cells. That was an easy one, a no-brainer. When you start swimming upstream and look for what's the pathophysiological mechanism here, that's where the United States has just closed everybody out. They don't let you do research. So you go to like the UK and Israel, places where they allow a little more wide open research to see if we can connect the dots here. And in my world, when Molly got breast cancer, she puked her guts out. So smoking weed was real easy, okay? But beyond that, if you got metastasis or inside the brain, to get past the blood-brain barrier into the brain with cannabinoids is a difficult one, okay? And that's where I think they're getting closer to connecting this. How do you put it in under your tongue? Because Epidiolex is sublingual, so it goes into your system quickly. And then how do you get into the blood-brain barrier to get enough concentrations? Okay, and then what the hell's going on? How is it killing cancer cells? And we help augment that. That's where this is still real anecdotal.